All right, we're going to figure out how to use inverses to code and decode messages today. Okay, so we're going to use this like a single encryption key today. Okay, so when we code our message, we're going to use this pattern. 1 is equal to A, B is equal to 2, so on and so forth. Okay, so every message is going to have a coding key, and then we're going to multiply that with our uncoded message matrix. So we're going to start with be kind. Let's go ahead and figure out what numbers correspond to the letters. So B is equal to 2, E is equal to 5, there's a space, so 0, and then 11, and 9, N is 14, and D is 4. Okay? So what we're going to do is look at how, we're going to use that in a second, but we're going to look at how we're going to code this message. So first we're going to set up a matrix that is the uncoded message, and then multiply that by the coding key, and that will give us our coded message. So I noticed that this time our coding matrix is a 2 by 2. So I have a 2 by 2 matrix. So what dimensions does the uncoded message need to be so that I can multiply these? Remember, the inner dimensions must match, so it has to be a by 2, okay, a something by 2. It doesn't matter about that something. And that will give us a coded message of something by 2, the outer dimensions, those. Okay, so let's set this up. We're going to take our uncoded message and set it up into a something by 2. So I have 2, 5, 0, 11, 9, 14, 4, and I'm going to add an extra 0 so that I can have a placeholder. So this is the message. We're going to multiply it by the key to give us the coded message. Okay, our key was -1, 2, 4, 7. Okay, and when I multiply these together, we could do this by hand. I prefer to do this by a calculator. So I'm going to go to second matrix, set up my, it looks like we have a 4 by 2 matrix. So 2, 5, 0, 11, 9, 14, 4, and 0. Remember to press enter after that last 0. I'm going to go ahead and type in our encryption key, which is matrix. Ooh, I need to be a little careful here because we called this matrix A. So the key is A. I'm going to call the message B, and the code is C, just to keep our math consistent. Okay, so I'm going to redo A. Edit. This is our key, which is a 2 by 2. So I think our key is -1, -1, 2, 4, and 7. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and select matrix B for our message. Oops. Matrix B is going to be a 4 by 2, not a 42, a 4, 0, 4 by 2. So we get 2, 5, 0, 11, 9, 14, 4, and 0. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and just multiply B by A. So matrix B, the message, times the key. giving us our coded message. So our coded message would be 18, 39, 44, 77, -5, 25, -4, and 8. So if you wanted like a secret language to pass notes or whatever, you guys can create a secret key, encryption key, that you could, pass your secret messages to your friends or whatever. Okay? And then we would have to figure out what the key was in order to uncode the message. So this is our coded message. And now I'm going to show you how to uncode a message. Okay? So to decode, what we do is we take the original message, remember, and we multiply that by the key to give us the coded message. Okay? So how would I get the original message by itself? Well, I'm going to take the key and multiply by the key inverse. So I'm going to take my coded message and multiply by the inverse key, and that will give me my original message back. Okay, so let's try this one. It looks like my encryption key is a 3x3. So if I have my message, which is a something by 3, times the key, which is a 3x3, giving me the coded message, which is a something, those have to match and those have to match, a something by 3, then I'm going to make sure that since the key inverse is also going to be a 3x3, I'm going to make sure to multiply by the key inverse on the left-hand side so that these dimensions will match. Okay, key inverse. Okay, so we need to set up our coded message with 3 columns. This should be fun. 13, -26, 21, 33, -53, -12. I'm going to chunk these. Okay. 18, -23, -42, 5, -20, 56, -24, 23, and 77 is our coded message. So this is matrix C. And I need to multiply this by A inverse. So I am going to figure out in my calculator right now what A inverse is. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to set up my matrix. Matrix A, we're going to edit to be a 3x3. Okay, so the key was 1, -2, and 2. Something is amiss. Well, I'll just keep going. Okay, -2. 3x3. 1, -2, 2, -1, 1, 3, 1, -1, and -4. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and create my matrix C. Matrix C, which in this case is a 5x3, and I already have it in here. Okay, so matrix C. So I'm going to use A, and first I'm going to get A inverse. A inverse, okay, which I can see is -1, -10, -8, -1, -6, -5, 0, -1, and -1. Okay. And when I multiply these together, I should get our original message matrix B. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do matrix C times matrix, okay, thank you, A inverse, okay, giving us 13, 5, 5, 20, 0, 13, 5, 0, 13, 15, 14, 4, 1, 25, and 0. Never make the brackets large enough. Okay, and now we can decode this message. So I know that 13 is an M, 5 is a E, 5 is an E, T is 20, 0 is a space, 13 is an M, E is a 5, space, 13 is M again, 15 is an O, 14 is an N, 4 is a D, 1 is an A, 25 is a Y, and then a space. So the original message is meet me on Monday. Okay, so that is decoding a message.